Talladega.
Part of that set.
And that was before, I mean, it was even in the NASCAR. But I mean, I love like Will
Was
Ferrell.
that real close? No.
Was it?
Was
I
it
mean, it was
close
around,
to-
but
So wait a minute, you disagree with us on the Will Ferrell thing?
He does.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Is it
I
just
like
because
Will
that? Oh, okay.
yeah, I like.
Is it
Will
like a movie that you like of Will Ferrell, or is it just Will Ferrell?
Ferrell. Most of his humor I enjoy.
Okay.
So we're starting it off on this. Huh?
We are live. We are live.
No, most of his humor I enjoy. I mean, his SNL skits were some of the funniest fucking skits on the planet.
I never watched one SNL. So.
Did you ever watch
yeah.
him do Harry Carey?
Harry Carey?
Yeah.
You know, when the
Like,
announcer
well,
for the Cubs.
I saw it just on like
No.
ESPN where
No.
they would do things.
Okay, a moment.
Okay.
We can pick this up in a second. However, what we need to do is,
Oh.
what are we doing?
This is coffee before bed.
Is it?
It's coffee before bed.
Oh, there you go. All right, and you are.
I am Pat.
You are.
Will.
You are.
I'm Ryan.
Special guest. Sometimes Ryan. I'm Jeffrey. Now you can go ahead and pick up back on this
No,
long-standing Will Ferrell grudge that you've come to correct.
Will Ferrell in SNL he was tremendously funny. I mean, the hot tub sketch with him and Rachel Dratch, when Jimmy Fallon and like
I don't know most of these.
Yeah, see,
I never
I know
watched
Jimmy
SNL
Fallon.
that much. Well, I know
Rachel
the people, but
Dratch.
it sounds familiar.
No, I don't know.
Anyway, then, but movies is things like Step Brothers. I think is terrible. Holmes and Watson was one of the worst,
that was
worst
horrible.
movies that's ever been.
Oh
ever
my
been
God.
made.
Holmes and
Yeah.
Watson. I've never even heard of it.
It's their Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh my
no,
God.
I have heard.
Oh
I've heard
my.
of it.
There's actually a great review that if you go on like Amazon and get a review, and it's this guy who talks about how he's like an EMT and he went to this family one time after their kid had died in a car wreck, and he had to go tell them that their kid died in this fiery car wreck, and he was like, that was the worst hour of my life until I went to Holmes and Watson.
That's on Amazon.
Yeah, it was
that's
like one of the
great.
greatest reviews I've ever read in my life. Like, oh yeah, all right.
Oh, that reminds me. What of my brother was showing me that 3 Wolf Moon shirt. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
On
No.
Amazon? Oh yeah, you gotta look at
The
that.
3 wolves.
So it's you remember what was the movie with the kid in Idaho that did one movie and disappeared off the and it was what was the guy Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh.
So yeah, so Napoleon Dynamite had the,
Hater?
John Heater. Yeah.
Heater.
yeah, well I don't care about
Not Bill
him,
Hader,
but
John
yeah.
Heater.
So the character had that one
Oh, you
wolf
like your
shirt.
movies.
Oh right. Yeah.
So you can get that shirt on Amazon, and it's got the most epic reviews about how it made my penis grow larger, and how women started throwing themselves at me just at random, and how I won the lottery 3 times in a row.
Oh my God.
So because I wore this shirt, it's hilarious. They are the most epic reviews. I mean, he showed it to me, and it was good for an hour of just belly laughs. So.
And that shirt existed before that movie.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your wife had one that was like that.
And she has a poster of it from like
Yeah.
the 90s.
No,
So-
hers is the wolf with the Indian.
The
Native
Indian
American-
lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you know her poster so well?
It's set.
They were
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah, there was that one specific artist who did that. In fact, hers is signed by that artist because she was out of Manitou. So
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
That's right.
Sure. It lives in a corner in our basement.
That's the collector here.
As it should. Yeah.
Right. It's gore.
Signed.
It's just a wacky thing to own. I mean, it's almost like a piece of Colorado. It's.
Kind of.
Wow.
I mean, is the Colorado experience that you have to buy something like turquoise too?
Well, no, that's only if you're in certain parts of the state, and mostly in the Southwest. The closer you get to like the reservation or places, what do we call them? Ethnic casinos. Then it becomes a little bit more mandatory.
That wasn't on the band episode, was it?
On the band, I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, because that was the one where we talked about talking over each other, and we were just fighting the whole time. Because William would not get off the fucking racist train.
Oh, that was the first episode.
That's what I'm talking
No,
about.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, you went there.
No, we didn't hear that.
Like, you hear this thing. Like, what happened during that thing?
we were arguing the whole time, and he just kept calling
bury
me a
it,
racist.
man. Leave it, leave it.
Yeah, it's our rainy day.
Kept calling him a racist.
Yeah, he sure did.
Wow.
I didn't take too kindly
Brotherly
to it.
love
As an
affair.
ethnic minority, I didn't take too kindly to that.
Ethnic minorities can be racist.
Yeah. That's kind of racist to even say that you can't be.
Yeah.
Kind of like saying brown people.
Here we
can't
go
do
again.
I was gonna say, like,
Let's point all the fingers.
a lot of things are gonna happen, but I'm not gonna get drawn into this shit again. So, so we'll go ahead and move on, shall we?
Fair enough.
All right. Thank you.
But so anyway, Will Ferrell. His movies are funny.
Elf.
That's a good movie.
Is it funny?
Boy.
No, I mean it's a good movie in like the holiday family, like you can sit down and watch the thing.
Right.
You're not gonna be like, oh, that was impactful and it made my life different. Like, no, you're gonna be like, oh, that was cute. Yay.
It
You
just
know.
goes too far. Like all.
Well, did you see he
the
turned
time.
down Elf 2? They were gonna pay him like $29 million. He's like, no, that's crap. I'm like, shit, you didn't turn down Holmes and Watson, but you turned down Elf 2?
Ah,
Maybe they paid him $30 million for that one.
I don't know. But no, apparently you didn't like it, so you're not gonna do it.
huh.
But it doesn't mean he's not. But there are some. There's Winter's Passing is actually a really interesting movie where it's a complete serious role
There's
with
Stranger Than Fiction.
Zoe Deschanel's actually in it and Ed Harris and it's a serious role. And
Ed
it's not
Harris?
comedy.
Really?
And then,
Was he
but there's
shooting
like,
people from
dude,
a
I love like Semi-Pro. Semi-Pro is freaking. I love Semi-Pro. I love the movie with Hader from Heater with the ice skaters.
Oh my god.
Blades of
Glory.
Yeah. All right.
And then the one he just did with Rachel McAdams, where he's the Icelandic singer in Eurovision.
That sounds horrifying.
God, it's so fucking good, man.
I don't even think I saw.
I don't
a
even
preview
want
for
to
that.
think about what the voice sounds like. In that.
These all sound like they direct to cable. Like these all sound like they were made by the USA Network.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah.
No, it's the Will Ferrell Network.
Directed Netflix.
He just made it himself, and he just says, "I'm gonna do it."
No. That's that fucking stable of shit that Adam Sandler kicks out for Netflix.
He's still
Billy
doing
Yeah, see,
Madison.
now that's USA Network garbage right there.
Although the guys from work have told me that the what's his like the gem cutter or something like that.
The
Oh.
Stones.
I don't remember what that's.
Yeah.
But they said
Apparently that's good.
he's really good at it. Like
Who, Sandler?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's really
Uncut
good. Something like
gems.
that. Uncut gems.
He's still
yeah.
making
Yeah,
movies?
yeah.
It was like a super
tons.
serious, like
No, super serious.
he's
Yeah.
badass, and it like it's way different than
Sloppy Joe.
Yeah. I don't think the spooky voice has got it all.
He doesn't do it.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I didn't know he was still out there doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he has. So his shtick is, all of his comedies star basically a stable of his buddies,
Right.
and they get a budget of like $90 million, but they're just going to film the thing in Hawaii. And so what they do is they just basically pay a big salary to his friends and kick out this crummy ass movie. There are suspicions that he's.
It sounds like Jackass, yeah.
No. It's
That's coming out too.
What? Johnny Knoxville isn't dead?
No.
quite alive.
I mean, they had to go to the hospital a couple times because they're like 50s doing Jackass shit.
Yeah.
But-
Oh, yeah.
No, well, he's 49.
And-
It says it in the preview. They're like, it's only bad to get a concussion once you're 50. He's 49.
Oh, yeah. That makes Butterbean beaning you better. Yeah.
Oh, the preview looks like they get the crap kicked out of them pretty good.
I didn't know there was.
What is it, like Jackass 14 or
I
something?
think it's
No, I think
Jackass
4.
Forever
Oh, okay.
or something.
I saw the one. with
Honestly,
the
what was it?
car.
The third one? I think the third one was like just horrendously funny because it was that transition one where like they all are like older now and they're kind of like, I don't really want to do this anymore, but we're gonna do it anyway.
We're gonna
aren't we?
do it.
And then it's like, all right, you guys are getting old now. Of course, the whole Bam Margera thing kind of sucks.
Yeah, well,
What
he's,
happened to that guy?
he's a doofus.
He died in a car wreck?
No, he's alive. He's
No, that's Ryan Dunn.
Oh,
yeah, but that was his
That was
best
a long
friend.
time ago. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
since then he got into drugs and he's kind of mentally unstable. And he
Super
got out
fat.
of like rehab, and they made him sign a contract as like you're gonna like do like drug tests all the freaking time,
Yeah.
and you can't do any drugs, and if you fail a test or whatever, you're out. And of course,
He's
like
out.
2 days in, he failed.
No.
And, yeah. So
Wow.
you turn around to sue. Yeah, no, he's a train wreck now.
Wow.
Yeah, he's Eddie Furlong fat too.
Oh, Eddie Furlong. There's a guy I haven't thought about in a long time.
He's that fat.
Yeah.
So is he chubby?
Oh,
Eddie Furlong? Yeah.
yeah. He,
Oh yeah. There's a great meme that has like him and like Ron Jeremy sitting at the bar.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Can you tell them apart?
Kinda.
No, it's just time dilation. You know, one side of the picture is just a little bit further into the future. It's the same guy.
It kind of is, right?
Well, no, you got this is the thing that's fucked up about Eddie Furlong, right? They keep making these Terminator movies, and they gladly put Eddie Furlong in them, but he just won't lose the weight.
Right.
yeah,
Is that the kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We make the future for ourselves.
I saw him in one other movie. I saw him in Pet Sematary 2, and
Yeah.
that is the only other thing I remember.
It's
I
terrible.
thought he was in
That
American
looks-
History X.
Oh,
not
yeah,
him?
he was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Eddie Furlong?
Yeah.
Oh, he was. God,
was.
I haven't seen that movie
Yeah.
in forever.
He's the
He's the
kid.
brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the younger brother.
Oh, okay.
I thought.
He's Norton's brother, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he's younger. So.
Yeah, it's before he's all messed up.
God, that's messed up because I feel like that movie came out like 2 summers ago.
Wow.
American
All sorts
History
of wrong-
X?
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Oh, my God. That movie feels ancient. I don't even
Yeah.
remember that much of it, man.
Just the
That's
curb stop.
really ancient.
Yeah.
It must be racist.
You got that on the brain?
Yes, I guess I'm just gonna have to accept it. People keep saying it. Must be giving off that vibe.
It wasn't me, so I'm good.
No, but that's the problem. I'm hearing it from different
That's
people.
right.
It was you. That's my asshole brother, but now I'm getting it. This side, this side.
Well, in all fairness, it was because of your asshole.
Yeah.
It was like,
That's true.
I wouldn't have said that there had that conversation not happened earlier.
Well, I mean, hang around long enough, I will probably say something racist, but I mean,
Yeah, so will everybody.
it just, yeah.
I mean, yeah, Pat came in and talked about the ethnic casinos. Right there, you go.
Was that racist?
You were quoting me.
Sorry, it is 2021, so at this point, I just about assume everything's racist.
Yeah.
like, can't kind of avoid it.
No. I don't think that the casino thing necessarily qualifies.
No, we had to specify because we needed to make sure that there are no like black casinos.
Right, yeah.
They just aren't.
A specific we were talking about riverboats, and that one didn't even apply.
Yeah, that's how that came up.
They
Okay.
do in the movies.
In the
What
movies?
is a black casino? It's like just owned by a black person?
Right.
Well, no, we were trying to figure out does such a thing actually exist.
Right.
And so when we say ethnic casino, could it be construed as something else?
Right.
So
Like you have like a black reservation and they have casinos there.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think you're going to have to worry about that. First thing is, I don't think they're black reservations.
I don't believe so.
No.
I'm not the expert.
there aren't, Jeff.
We already solved this in a previous episode.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so evidently a place like I don't know, like Decatur is not, or
What, Illinois?
Just because there's a majority of black people there doesn't make it a
mean it's a
reservation. No.
Yeah.
Where do you have a collection? There's a casino.
The term reservation has a fairly specific meaning.
right?
Yeah. It's very specific.
It's just not
Yeah.
like a group of people.
Right.
It's not like a reservation at Costco. I mean, it's just people at Costco.
Right. Man, it got quiet in here for a second. I guess,
I
nobody
was
was
sitting there
there.
thinking, like, man, who's going to put a comment
It's
up
just
on
kind of
that?
like, who
Will
wants
that
to
be
push
our
this forward, or do we
inaugural
walk it
comment?
back? Yeah.
I think it's time to walk that
Yeah, you
one.
walk it back.
Yeah. So,
How about those Broncos?
how about those Broncos, Will?
They won. I was hoping they would lose.
Why was that?
I'm already in the
You're in draft.
We're in a
already.
future mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams competing. That you got solid competition in the garbage category, so you got to lose every game.
Yeah.
Wait, who's in the garbage category right now?
We're at 500, so I mean we're way.
But I mean, like Jacksonville
Yeah.
and then Detroit.
Detroit
and the
doesn't have a
Jets
win
and
yet.
the Giants and
Detroit doesn't have a win
yeah,
yet.
they're still.
Hence
winners.
my football pick was just absolutely terrible decision.
Oh, last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
picked
because
Detroit.
I did
I
too.
did pick
No, I
Detroit.
picked Detroit when I was like, they can't go defeated this whole time.
I was like, dude, they put up a huge fight against the Rams. The Eagles are terrible.
Yeah.
They got this.
Totally picked them
Oh
too.
my god, it was like what 42-7
Yeah,
or
they-
something.
they-
I was like, oh
they
my
definitely
god!
didn't have it.
Wait,
Wow,
what is the Chiefs' record right now? I'm not saying they're
they're
garbage, but
500.
4-4.
I thought they were underwater.
They were 3
Yeah.
and 4, and then
Okay.
Is Mahomes
they
back?
barely beat the Giants.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been around the whole time. He's not playing.
Oh, I thought he got hurt.
He left one game with a concussion.
Oh, that's right. That's
and
what
that
it was.
one looked like that hurt.
I saw Aaron Rodgers got booted.
Oh, for COVID and
Oh,
the
is that
whole,
what it was for?
Oh yeah.
right? Then the whole shitstorm,
What's
like
the
right now.
Okay, I don't know. What's
Oh,
going
you
on
didn't hear
there.
the
Oh,
story.
wow,
Oh, I want to hear the story.
Okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers is a baby, so
Well, we'll have more fun with this one. So,
I think he's a weirdo.
I think he's a crybaby, man.
so he got COVID, and
Like actual COVID.
he got COVID,
to the
and he
fake
says,
Well, like, oh yeah, I think I had a touch of the COVID, so he actually got
Oh,
tested.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
so he's out for this week and probably the next week, but he's not vaccinated. And
Okay.
if you're not vaccinated, you're supposed to follow all these insano protocols.
Is that NFL or is that
The
Packers?
NFL.
That's the NFL. Okay.
And so,
He did claim previously
Yeah.
he was immunized.
yes,
But not vaccinated?
right. Because now he's saying he's
fuck does that mean?
allergic to
You
a
take horse dewormer?
component in 2 of the 3
Yeah.
vaccines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was
He's got
taking
all the stuff.
monoclonal antibodies and ivermectin.
Oh, okay. So he's doing the Joe Rogan thing, huh? All right.
And so, but he wasn't following all the COVID protocols. And so they're like, well, the Packers had to know. And they're like, well, I don't know. Did he know?
The Packers?
Because they've been letting him just go around, like during the games, you're supposed to wear a mask on the sidelines and stuff like that. And then they're like, well, no, you have to be part of the, if you're not part of the 53, then those are the people that have to wear masks. And so like they're having to go through all the rules and being like, wait, which ones did he break? Which ones did he break? Which one, like, because it's total, like there's page like of this side are vaccinated players rules. This side is unvaccinated.
It's like flowchart logic here.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
nuts. And so it's just they're trying to find out, did Green Bay break protocols the whole year? How much, like, are you going to lose draft picks? Are you?
You'd lose a draft pick for that?
Last year they did. They were.
Yeah.
Oh, no shit. I
They
didn't know
broke
that.
protocol too many times. They draft pick.
So you just let Aaron Rodgers kind of get away with things for a bit.
Well, he went on like Joe Rogan and said like they were cool with like the NFL was cool with his program because he was allergic to one of the
Well,
like,
he
the
said
ingredients in the
he
MRA.
Wait a minute.
asked the NFL if that was okay,
Yeah.
and they never said anything.
Yeah.
That's when you call him back.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, we looked through the records and Aaron Rodgers never called the NFL. And they're like, well, we received a call from somebody in Green Bay or in the team that
that's
asked
normal.
if it was an okay thing. And he never got a response back. So it's like,
Man, I've done so many things in my life where it's like, until I hear otherwise, I will presume that I am supposed to keep working.
Right, yeah. Or
Oh,
pay,
yeah.
yeah. You know, I probably should file my taxes. Maybe I'll wait for the IRS to call me.
That's
So-
happened.
No, because they're different. That's a bad analogy. This is where I did file my taxes and I just haven't heard back. I'm like, I'm going to assume everything's cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Yeah,
right.
you know, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I haven't got my tax return by like October, then like probably ought to reach out and figure out what's going on. But if I
Call
owe,
back, yeah.
I'm not going to call.
yep.
Or this could be that rare situation where it just is zero. Like you're perfect. Like you nailed it.
Like,
just
you
nailed
hit it on the head.
You're winning both showcases and
Ding, ding, ding.
$100 without going over. Yeah. So what are they going to do to him?
They're still trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Like this just
Is he going to play this weekend?
No.
No, he's out because of COVID, so he can't play because he has
okay.
COVID. But then fines and punishments haven't been decided yet.
But if you're unvaccinated, you're suspended, or you're not suspended, but can't play for 10 days.
So
he
is
might
that
miss
what
the
they've been
next
doing
game,
to
too.
other players?
The other players is if you're vaccinated, it's like if you have 2 consecutive negative tests in a row, then you have to like wait just one more day or something like that, 1 or 2 more days. So like the time range, if you get COVID vaccinated, is like you could be gone a couple days, you could be gone a week, you could be gone, who knows.
Right.
So, but this one, it's like 10 days mandatory, and then we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd be lying if I didn't say that I relish that a little bit, just because I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
What if he comes to Denver?
Huh?
What if he comes to
To
Denver?
play?
It almost happened, or that's what they were saying at the beginning of the year.
yeah, it almost happened.
To
It
play
almost-
for Denver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would no
had
longer
to-
be a Denver
They
fan.
had a deal.
Oh!
Yes, I would have to walk away from the team and say,
Wow, you hate Aaron
I
Rodgers that
dislike
much.
that man intensely.
What
So-
now? What started your dislike for Mr. Rogers?
I don't know, man. I just like there's certain guys in the NFL. I just get a bad like this is
Chucky.
Chucky football was my favorite example of this. I mean, there's just something about him. I was like, that guy's fake, you know. And
Yeah,
I'd said that for
I get that one,
years.
yeah.
And so Aaron Rodgers is just a crybaby, whiny bitch
I
who has
struck- yeah.
always gotten his way. You know, and I mean, everybody in the league likes to give Brady shit, okay? But really, when it comes down to it,
He's not really a crybaby.
no, he's not a crybaby.
Well, it's
So,
just win.
yeah.
So what are you going to cry about?
Well, I get it, but everybody like
You don't
who's an
follow
Aaron
Paul
Rodgers.
McCartney much, do you?
No.
You want to talk about someone who's won at life and bitches like a fucking child? Yeah.
Now, a moment. No. I'm not going to defend McCartney's bitching. However, I will say that when Michael Jackson bought his songs
All right.
after
After McCartney told him how to do that?
yes, I think that is
Oopsie
kind of
daisy.
well, yes, but there is a
I'm gonna buy you some.
yeah, there is a yeah, I gotcha, but we can't be friends anymore.
Right.
See, that one I don't mind. I mean, that's just being that's appropriate response to life. What I'm talking about is like his Facebook post like 2 weeks ago, bitching about John Lennon as the reason that the Beatles broke up, and it's like the guy's been dead for 40 fucking years. Like, and then after that, he went on a rant about how the Rolling Stones are nothing but a bunch of like blues stealing.
Weird, yeah,
Yeah, and it's like
Is his brain going smooth?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You know, and then I watch like, and then you watch like, you know, a Beato interview like Brian May from Queen, and like the nicest, coolest guy on the planet, you know, talking about, and like he's like loves the fact that kids love his music. He's like, he can't believe it. And then you go to Paul McCartney, he's like, book them all, like I'm the best. You're like, oh man,
What the hell?
like ease up, dude. Like you were like the band, you were a member of the band that existed, and you still seem to have a problem with it. So
Has that just been going on, or is this his whole life?
he's kind of dead. Well, I mean, no.
He's been dead.
But you know, he and John Lennon were like two of the hugest like asshole egos that you like would shove together, and so no, he's kind of always been that way. But there's just a level of like at this point in life, like, dude, you need to let that go, like really, you know,
No, that's a weird grudge. That's a I don't even know.
really weird
Well,
grudge.
and the thing is, like, Lennon's wife is still alive. You want to bag on her, you can't. That's a live target.
What's her name?
Yeah, Yoko Ono.
Yeah.
Yoko Ono.
Well, that's what he does. I mean, it's almost a target-rich environment.
You know what? I hear you, but actually, people have kind of backed off on that now because it's like bullying, and you don't want to pick on an eccentric Asian woman right now. Now's not the time.
I don't know, have you heard her sing?
It's awful.
What makes now not the time?
She's still seeing?
Well,
yeah, she does.
you could call it that, but
Yeah, I mean, singing is a really, really favorable term.
I don't even
what
think she would
does.
call it that.
No,
She calls
I
it
mean-
like performance art.
Oh,
I think,
Not
yeah,
fucking
you're
with
right.
you.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think of it like a lady getting hit in the knee with a tire iron. And the sounds that would come out of her mouth. That would be a lot what
This
Yoko
is
does.
art.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and rich white people around where she lives like go to this thing, listen to it quietly, and then clap afterwards.
Well, if it's rich white people, it's not art; it's graft. So,
You know, it has been for a while. Like, she may have been way ahead of the curve on that one.
Yeah, it's just about knowing your audience.
Yeah.
It's like, how much are tickets? $1,200 a piece? It must be good.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
What was it I saw on art the other day? What was that thing that dude in Denmark pulled off? Did you see that shit?
Oh, which thing?
He was supposed to do a painting about income inequality or something. What did he do?
It was like So Long Suckers or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just took all the money and just gave him blank canvas. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah.
titled the canvases like
So long,
Thanks for
suckers.
the money,
yeah, thanks for
suckers,
the
or
monkey.
whatever. Oh, genius. That's genius.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you saw what happened with Banksy's. You remember when
Oh, where it
Banksy
shreds?
they
Yeah.
shredded it
That thing sold again not too long
for
ago.
more than it would have sold for
Yeah.
not being shredded. And there was a weird kind of irony to that, like him basically saying, like, "You rich fucks, here's your art."
Yeah,
ha ha, right in front of you. And it's like, no, it's worth more. Like, oh, that kind of failed.
Maybe I think he probably knew that was going to happen.
Probably.
Yeah, but I've read some pretty interesting things that the purchasing of modern art is like 85% money laundering.
Oh yeah, it's tax.
Oh
cheat.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely a tax cheat.
Yeah,
So-
I thought it was, and I understand. Look, I respect the avant-garde part of this, and I also understand the look. Look. I can't tell you what emotion that you get from a piece, and what you pay for it is what you pay for it, right? That's the Beckett guide. This is just a guideline. What this is worth. It's worth what you can get for it. So if people are willing to pay $1.2 million for a blank sheet of paper, cool, because you get something from it, right? But then when they talked about the actual business side of it, that's when I had no idea. This is
Shady
so
stuff.
sad.
Yeah.
No, it's so
Well,
sad.
those are all those. What were the papers that came out not too long ago? Not just the Havana ones, but the most recent ones.
What?
The
Wikileaks
dump.
Yeah.
I don't think this
yeah.
one was WikiLeaks, but whatever it was all about the different
On ours?
shell corporations and
You mean the Panama Papers? Or?
It was not that one. It was just like maybe a month
Oh,
ago. Yeah. What the hell was it called?
I don't know.
Well, that was the whole. Yeah, I know. It's like, oh yay, you released a shit ton of proof that rich people were scamming Uncle Sam out of money, and it's like nobody was shocked. So you can't even
Well, and
remember
the
it.
worst part of it is,
Yeah.
like, it's not necessarily scamming out. It's like you just use your rules, and we were playing by your rules. Your
Sure,
rules are
yeah.
just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I wrote them. Yeah. So,
It's all very Banizak.
Well,
It
so
wasn't
I-
illegal when I
I always
did it.
get irritated when people say, "Well, they're hiding their money." It's like, yeah, they're allowed to.
yeah.
And like,
Change the laws.
I'm going to do that too. Like, sorry, I mean,
Yeah.
God, who was it though? It was like the Bahamas Papers or something, because it was all Caribbean offshore accounts.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was like, they were finding, what was it? It's like, a couple dozen members of parliament in London.
Yeah.
And then, there were like
Remember
U.S.
this, yeah.
tax cheats and stuff like that. And, it's one of these things where the New York Times drops this thing, oh, look at this shit. And everybody's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, so
I
the
can't
thing-
do anything about
Yeah,
that.
no. So it was like, grab me my pitchfork. Oh, wait, I got to go to work tomorrow.
Well, okay, this is okay. You're touching on something weird here, is because yes, I want to take this back here. Then, so if I were to isolate this and say put this in the late '70s, would this be huge news, or do we just have so much huge news that this is just
I don't think any of our
Lost
news
news.
right
We don't
now
have
is
any huge news.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Everything that's news now is like, that's not huge, but I'm going to make it huge.
Yeah. Read my ads.
Yeah.
There's information scrolling across the screen.
Yeah.
It's breaking.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I was just curious if that were the case, because yeah,
Like in the 1970s, you'd have like, Woodward and Bernstein working
what I
on
did.
something and dropping like, Panama Papers. And so everybody would read it.
right.
Now, like Bernstein comes out with a book every other fucking year and they're all terrible. So, nobody cares. It's like,
And they're
oh,
always worse than Watergate.
Oh yeah. Trump
Yeah.
got progressively worse 3 years in a row because he put out 3 books over the course of his presidency. So yeah,
And then,
You know.
who's ever next in line is going to be worse than Trump, and they'll put out a book on that.
Oh yeah, Joe Biden apparently is like the devil incarnate.
Just hopefully they're not stupid enough to actually sit down with an interview with the guy, because that was just funny.
Oh, that was pretty funny. Yeah.
Like, he's an idiot. He's terrible. Like, why'd you sit down with him for like 5 hours? Like, you,
Yeah, exactly. It's like, he was recording.
yeah, like, what the hell?
So, yeah.
No, but you're would it have been like big news in an era of where big news actually counts?
Well, that's
Yes, I think it would. In the 70s, it would. I think now today we're so jaded on everything. Like, I assume my politicians are cheating me, like lawyers are cheating me, rich people are cheating me, developers are cheating. Like, everybody's cheating. The grocery store clerks cheating.
Just throw it in the cost.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
there's like a jaded nihilism to it that was almost kind of depressing. Where you didn't have that before, maybe in like the 70s, 80s, or before. People would be like, I can't believe they would do that. We need to stop it. Now it's like, well, yeah, everybody does that. What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, okay, so here's a question: is like when people stop caring about this, and yes, it's a very short attention span. Is part of this that A, they just get caught up in the next thing, or B, the assumption, oh, I think somebody did something about that.
No.
No,
there's just yeah.
I think the B is the reverse.
Is it?
Nobody's ever going to do anything about it, so why the hell care?
I don't even know if it's that. I just kind of see it as a dopamine hit anymore.
Well,
or,
yeah,
like,
course.
oh, I can get mad about something.
Sure,
So, like,
sure.
everybody in any kind of news cycle right now, the only thing that you're looking for is comeuppance in it. So
Yes.
who's going to get their comeuppance out of this? Ha ha ha. And then it doesn't happen, and so they just move on to whatever's next about that. And be like, oh, yeah, well, this guy, he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Ha 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 ha.
Right.
And 5 minutes later, it's like, oh, who's next? Like the whole thing with the Raiders dude. Okay, the whole thing that makes it interesting is the fact, oh, look at this guy, he had all this money, he got fucking drunk and decided to plow into another car at 180 miles an hour. Just look at him. Well, whatever. Yeah.
But the irony with that is the bigger story out of the NFL is not that, it's Aaron Rodgers isn't vaccinated.
Yeah. So, right, exactly. So, pitchfork his ass.
Aaron Rodgers is slightly bigger than.
I agree.
The dude was going 150 miles and killed somebody in DUI. That should be a bigger issue than like, hey, he's not vaccinated.
Yeah, but people like Henry Ruggs isn't a name ever. Like, I'm sure that kind of happens. I don't know every day, but somewhere, like, it happens somewhere.
Mm.
But isn't that kind of my point? We're like, look at this shiny object over here, and then the Panama Papers, like, everybody does that anyway. But what did Aaron Rodgers do today?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, okay, so I remember a couple weeks ago, because this happened on the same day. I didn't even follow the whole story, but evidently some YouTube guy or whatever chokes this YouTube girl or something, and he disappears, right?
oh, that story. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I do not know this.
What happened on the same day
What's the story?
that they found the dude's corpse?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Alec
wait.
Baldwin shot somebody.
That was the same day?
Same day.
Oh.
Is when they found the dude's corpse. Alec Baldwin shot somebody.
Wait, are you talking about Gabby
Yeah.
Petito and Brian Laundrie?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. When
They found his body the same day?
Yeah,
I
the same
think
day.
it was the same day. Yeah,
thought it was
yeah,
before.
okay.
It's like right there.
Well, I mean, there was like when they found his body, it was like that was what the going bet was, that he was gator bait by that point in time. When they
Right.
find his skeletalized remains, it's kind of like, all right, case closed,
Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
had that
there's still many news like prime time, like 2020 specials on it. It was like,
Oh, no,
you
it's
guys are
Netflix, man.
Kicking,
So,
kicking that thing.
you're going to get a 6-parter Netflix special. On
I didn't
that
think
one.
the Alec Baldwin thing was going to be that big of a story.
Oh, it's comeuppance thing, man.
It's crazy. I was just like,
yeah.
oh my god, it's on like every day.
you become offense for what?
Oh, for picking on Donald Trump, of course. So
These two things seem to serve the same purpose, but they don't seem to fit together.
exactly. I get it, man. So, but no, that was the guy, and you made fun of my president. So look at him now. He's gonna go to jail. Yeah. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's true. I mean, people.
Like, idiots who don't know nothing about gun safety, huh?
Took the barrel.
Why do it? Oh, why did it always come up, man? It's just the responsibility of gun. Well, first thing that you know about gun safety.
Right, yeah. You don't pick up a gun unless you know how to use it.
See, the problem is,
Right. Yeah. It needs to be done on a supervised range.
and yeah, you're just kind of looking back like a few months ago. It's like Did you know that one like senator chick from New York wore a dress with like "tax the rich" written on it?
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
What was it today that Lauren
Boebert.
Boebert wore one that said,
Let's go, Brandon.
"Let's go, Brandon."
Yeah, I love that. All right, I'm not
come
gonna
on,
pretend that I don't love that. I think that's.
These are leaders of the
I think
country.
it's adorable.
Engaging in that crap is
Precious.
just so garbage. It's so elementary school.
Where do you think we are, man?
That's the problem. This is the issue I have.
Did
It's like,
you really think Boebert is like
no,
class?
no. I don't think any of them are at this point, man. But Boebert's definitely not class.
I mean,
But that goes to the further
I
point of like,
see her doing that 110%.
oh no, I totally see her doing that. Yeah. My problem is that she exists there to begin with. Not that she did it and confirmed that she's a fucking idiot.
It was funny during the election. Everybody at the bar was like, "Oh, I want to vote for her," you know, and I was like, "You can't. You don't live in Pueblo." They're like, "But why are the commercials on then?" I was like, "KOAA, Southern Colorado
I
News."
thought it was just Western Slope.
It includes Pueblo.
It's her district.
Really?
That's
Just-
what,
they hate
gerrymandering.
man.
Gerrymandering
So-
is great.
Well, no, they just had that commission come back and redistrict because we gained a seat.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's done, by a panel of 3 Republicans, 3 Democrats, and 3 Independents, right?
Right.
And they redrew the districts again, and they took a look at it, and they said, well, actually, there's just not that many people who live in these places, so here you go. So Pueblo gets stuck with her again.
Which is too bad because Pueblo's pretty blue. So that's
It's
kind of
not as blue as you think, man.
but it's more blue than Lauren Boebert is.
It is definitely more blue than Boebert. There are actually brown people living in Pueblo.
Yes. Well, Lauren's kind of brown, strangely.
I don't know.
I don't
She's
think
like-
I
she's like
don't think
4'6"
brown.
or
She just
something.
looks like
She's like
she's in the
tiny.
sun.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
She's
Oh yeah,
tiny.
she's
Yeah.
very small.
Wow. The commercials, they had lots of short people in there.
She's standing on like 6 feet.
Yeah.
they'll-
Well, you saw the picture of her
They
next to
did the
Donald
same thing
Trump
with
today.
like Tom Cruise.
I didn't think
Oh yeah, well that's where she was wearing the dress that said.
Oh,
"Let's
I
put
haven't seen the
Brandon on
dress
it."
yet.
Yeah.
Just using those like funny sets from like Lord of the Rings.
Right, where everybody's scaled up on you.
She's got the big rubber feet on.
All right, so if we're gonna talk about Lauren Boebert and who we think that she actually is, okay, I want you to just kind of look back at her past. What kind of girl do you think that she was, like in high school?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you
Depends on
think
where she went to high school.
that like routinely like her thong straps be up over her jeans, see her whale tail?
I don't know.
No.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd go with that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just wondering what type of human this is that the guys were like, I want to vote for her.
She's hot.
Yeah, she was hot.
That's it.
Yeah,
And it was against what?
that's all it
Old
was.
lady?
Oh yeah, it was
Which
from
was-
some like lady who was a super granola from
Yeah.
Aspen or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that.
there was no, like,
There was no chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was pretty close too. The only reason why she got in was she primaried the other Republican.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, and she was the one who owned the restaurant where everybody's armed
Yeah, it's,
in Rifle, Colorado. So, have you ever been to Rifle, Colorado?
I have.
Oh, okay. So, what did you think of it?
Not much.
There's not much to think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, everybody's armed.
It's like 6 blocks long too. So,
Is that many blocks?
I might be remembering that. Yeah. So,
I just said she seems. I don't want to say that she seems dumb. That's not fair. But it just seems.
I don't think she's dumb.
I don't think she's real bright.
Yeah, that's it. She's not
I mean,
dumb, but
she's
she's not
not
really
dumb. She's
right.
not real
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think she's like media savvy. So, she's got that like Donald Trump thing kind of going on. There's not really that much going on
See,
upstairs.
but that's what's
But
weird.
you kind of have
I
this weird intuition, about what people are going to like.
I still can't decide though if Donald Trump is actually media savvy or not. I think Donald
I'm
Trump,
convinced that he's smarter than he looks. So,
which isn't
That's-
really that smart, but
Yeah, he looks like a fucking.
he looks
New
like
Jersey Goomba.
Oh my god!
Yeah, just-
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he can play 3-card Monty all day long. And you just take him for everything. He
I don't
can.
think I'd play him in 3-card money.
I saw a red card. in
Yeah,
there.
right, yeah.
I just everybody, and it's this conundrum that comes with Trump. Is either there's like evil 4D chess playing genius, or he's a moron. And I'm like, I think he's more on the moron side of things. I think his personality type, that caustic, belligerent, grandiose, bellicose, narcissistic,
Keep going.
self-advertising, vain,
Oh yeah.
asshole, markets well in our society.
Ball buster.
Yeah.
He's a ball breaker.
Yeah.
That's the.
You're
that's
fired. I
Yeah.
mean, that's his shtick. Like, there's no substance behind anything he talks about.
Yeah.
He just talks in the way everybody's like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's an alpha male.
Fucking got him.
He's got a very alpha male complex
Yeah.
to him.
That.
And nothing matters. He says whatever the hell he wants to say, and it works because our society actually responds to that very well.
Well,
It has nothing to do with him in the back room being like, well, now I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to tweet this out, and they're going to get angry here, and I'm going to distract from my policy over here.
no, I don't.
No,
think
the
he's
guy's
playing-
not understanding. Like, she's a horse face.
Yeah.
I mean, that's there's nothing intelligent going on. There's no strategy. It's just
No.
his caustic and impetuous personality is perfect for it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm going to give him a little bit more agency than that. So I think that he's actually got a pretty good sense of intuition about not just what people respond about, but what's got them bothered at some point in time. He just knows how to push that button.
But if
So-
somebody has that ability to make that type of rational analysis, how in the hell does he blow his campaign
Agreed.
and lose the presidency?
COVID.
Because he can't put his phone down.
He was doing
All
dumb stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's normal for him.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Hold on. Okay.
But is the dumb stuff strategic?
I don't
Because what
think
you're
so.
saying is he's got a strategic mind on things, but other times he's just
I think he's
an ape throwing
He's
shit.
just-
at
I
the
think
wall.
he's very impulsive, of course. All right, but I do think that he's got a deep-seated kind of intuition, like some of his things about
Give you
things
that.
like trade policy
Yeah.
and stuff like that. He just intuits it, in some ways. It's like people are pissed off about this, all right?
Yeah.
And I understand why they're pissed off about that. So it'll come up in talking points every now and then. People respond well to it. But then, yes, he gets his fingers on the tweeter, okay, and it's, well, he used to. And then, then that's the impulsive side of him comes out on something like that. And so, ultimately, I think that he was onto something in terms of that intuition, and he was talented in his ability to actually get people to kind of like, beat, march to his beat in a lot of respects.
Yeah.
But he's just too scatterbrained to actually fucking keep it together. So he just, fundamentally, it's like, oh, squirrel, shiny, kind of thing. And he was just, he's always had handlers or people in the past or, guardrails put on things for him. So, none of his business deals are his, so to speak.
Okay. This is what I want to touch on here, right? Because, like you've talked about, none of his business deals are his.
But, sure.
So essentially, from a very young age, right, he's had a basic. Okay, this is like how kids learn, right? I do thing, this happens, it was successful, try it again, right?
Right.
So in his
conditioned
case,
response.
right, exactly. So from a young age, he's basically, like you said, done whatever he's want, right? The problem here is that's never not worked out for him. So that attitude presses on, gets to the White
bigger.
House, right? Gets to the White House. Why at that point would he then turn around and say, oh, well, this isn't working? It's worked every single step of his life thus far.
I need to do it bigger.
But see, that's where you're giving him more agency. I don't think he can turn it off. I think that's
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
is.
That
Yeah.
is just
Like, he
his
can't sit there and
personality.
be like, I can't do this. I got to change up
Yeah.
who I. No.
Right.
No, this is just.
You wouldn't do
this
it
is what I
because
do.
it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I
No.
do is,
I agree with you guys. I think he's the dog again who caught the car. So
Yeah.
didn't quite
Yeah.
know what to do
And
with it.
I think he has
So-
some innate. When it comes to like business or like seeing a situation. I mean, when you're like a New York real estate developer.
Sure.
I think he can innately see something.
absolutely.
But at the same time, I also think our politics in this country are tremendously easy. Our politicians make things tremendously complex, including their constituencies. You know, I mean, there are issues that can be solved.
Yeah.
We just don't actually want to solve them.
Right.
And so things get made much more complex than they are. And so,
Sure. Yeah.
and so I think that was one of the things that people very rarely talk about with Trump is he was able to do some things that were successful simply because he's a simple-minded kind of guy. Like,
Right.
This is just what you should do.
Yeah.
as opposed to like, well, yeah, but you do that, but then you have to talk to these people, and these people have a say in it. And you got to negotiate with them. Sorry, that's right.
Make your points.
Make your points.
Without
the violence.
No Khrushchev.
No, I think that's a really good point, man. So, but I don't know. Ultimately, like there's an element to him that I think is a little bit tragic. So, and it's not necessarily. I don't necessarily see. Yeah, I just don't necessarily see it as a.
Well, I would agree.
As a reflection upon necessarily the electorate, as I would, the idea of an individual who was never told no at any given point in time. And ultimately, he ran into a system that will never accommodate that.
We'll always tell you no.
It'll always tell you no. Yeah, it'll always tell you no. It's by design. It's designed to tell you no. So unless you can get 2/3 of us to say yes, then your answer is no. And so I think, there's an element to it that, he was literally priced out of his own league. So at that point in time, because he never developed any skills to actually be able to work a room or, work a system, build consensus on something. It was just, no, this is my fucking company. All right, I'm in charge here because I got it from my dad. All right, if you're not going to do what I want you to do, get out. You'll fly in.
Whose name is on the building?
Whose name is on the building? Yeah, exactly.
Does that say Pat Towers?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No. It's...
And the thing that I find tragic about it is that I don't think that there's been any reflection on that. Because
by him.
Well, I don't think he gives a shit.
No, I don't think he'll reflect on anything.
I don't think he gives a shit.
Took any long walks,
No,
Spidey?
no, he didn't pull it. He wasn't like Hillary, like running into like voters in the woods as she was contemplating her loss.
Right,
yeah, no, that wasn't happening with Trump.
Marcus Aurelius.
No, right?
Dust in the Wind is playing in the background.
Right, yeah.
Much more commodus, not very much.
Hold on. Okay, I want to ask you this then. All right. So, realistically speaking, okay, just you talk about how he was essentially wealthy from youth moving forward. There can't be a person who realistically would be as far away from the voting group that he mobilized. What is it that they saw in this man that says that guy's like me? He couldn't be further away from
I don't think anybody really saw anything in Donald Trump where it was like, oh, Donald Trump's just like me. It was like, I don't want fucking Hillary to win.
No,
that's
I would disagree there. I think Donald Trump showed he was an anti-establishmentarian.
Sure,
he is an anti-establishmentarian. Not purposefully. It's just his personality.
With a different, just so different.
I do my own thing. I say my own shit.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't like you, I'm going to flip you off. I'm going to hit you with my car, and then I'm going to like sue you for it. I mean,
I think it's a real case.
probably is.
Yeah.
He was not Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
He was not the establishment. He was not a refined politician.
And that's why
He was the everyman. Now, he wasn't the everyman. He has
and everybody saw
he has
through
gold
that.
toilet.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, even rich people can be the everyman if you are the one who bucks the system that seems to be holding you down. And especially from the Republican point of view, who developed Rhino is the big allegation against everybody. And their past candidates were like John McCain, who was damn near a Democrat, and like Mitt Romney, who's kind of a Republican, but as milquetoast as you get. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, we need somebody who's actually going to push what we want.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump, to your credit, what you were talking about, he could see that and he garnered that. And he's like, I'm gonna build a wall and I'm gonna make the economy kick ass.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah. Okay, I get behind that. And not only what that helped, but then everybody who hated him helped more.
Yeah.
The entire establishment hating the guy made people go like, oh, I like you.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
You're
You're pissing off the right people.
He's saying exactly what you're thinking in the back of your head that you want to say to them, and he just comes right out and says it, and you're like, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to tell you.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I still think it's more of a reaction. It's like, well, I don't want that. Because, I mean, there's, like, no congruity between, like, Donald Trump and, like, the evangelical right. There's
Nobody cared.
Well, no,
Well,
there's like
exactly.
one, and that's
Yeah.
like he doesn't drink alcohol.
Well, yeah, he doesn't drink, and he wants to conserve justice on the Supreme Court. So, but
Oh, I don't even know if he cared about that.
I don't think he really cared. I think
I was just saying he didn't drink.
Yeah,
Otherwise, he's as far from like a religious evangelical as you can get.
Unless he also like collects Hummel figures or something like that.
There
That's-
might be. I mean, you could go in and maybe he's got little candles to Jesus, and then like,
Yeah, I know. I can't see that.
I'm pretty sure that's not happening.
Yeah,
You know,
I think
The guy who calls,
Like
who
Mexican
paid off
Roman
his porn star that he slept with is not.
Yeah.
several. Yeah.
Is not evangelical.
Well, okay.
No, I'm not making that point.
If that works, if you do the like my pillow guy approach. I was this, right? I went through these hard times. I was on the crack, right? But you can walk that around and say there are lots of guys who I had a horrible past. I did all this bad shit.
No, yeah.
And now I'm evangelical.
No, but you're almost talking about born again.
That doesn't work
I mean,
with
that-
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump's not that.
You could do that. I'm not saying he did that. I'm
He
saying
can't do that.
I don't think he could do that.
Because you have to admit something.
You'd actually have to have right. You'd have to have a low point to start from. Yeah.
I don't think he
would
said
have to have
I'm
some-
wrong at any point of his entire life.
Yeah. It was my fourth bankruptcy. Glorious.
There was
The most
their fault.
glorious bankruptcy ever.
They were conspiring
meant to do
against
that,
me.
yeah.
I totally meant to do that. It's all part of the plan.
I'm playing you. You'll write this book about
Yeah.
watch this.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
He has no introspection on that.
That's
But he does.
interesting.
He garnered the evangelical vote. But you're also having to boil down our system into a binary choice because we have a binary
Yeah.
political system, and so it was either Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. And
That was a tough call. That was a tough call, man. So
that was one of the worst
that was
voting calls of my life.
Yeah, I mean, I
There
look
was
back.
lots of contemplation. I stared at my ballot forever.
Yeah, I look back and I was like, man, I miss Romney now,
And
and I did not like him at all, man.
Yeah,
I was
didn't
like,
like
John
Romney.
McCain would have made a great president.
oh God, I never liked McCain.
Compared to those two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I would have picked McCain. That was
like,
funny.
yeah,
Actually,
like Jonesing for Michael Dukakis for a second.
Oh my god.
Ooh, boy, you're digging deep.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'll
Jonesing
take
for
just about
Dukakis.
anybody all the way up to that.
But no, yeah, that was one of the most painful ballots I'd ever even looked at.
Yeah.
And to the point that I almost didn't vote for president because it was like I don't even
want to
bother.
either.
Yeah.
I think you're obligated to write in Alfred E. Newman or
Mickey Mouth.
yeah, Howard the Duck.
Howard the
Yeah,
Duck. That's a
because
good one.
he did run for president.
Always does.
Voting
Yeah.
for Thanos.
Thanos.
No, he wouldn't accept it. He's like, I want to be a part of a system that voted me in.
Oh yeah.
That means you guys screwed up. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
probably
I
won't
think
want
it's
to be part of
theories.
that system. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the ratings factor for the election was insane.
Oh yeah, CNN was
I mean-
profitable. For,
Well, and this
you know.
is the problem.
Well,
is our politics has turned into just a soap
TV
opera
show.
TV show.
It's Bloodsport.
You know, which is what I laugh when people are like, I mean, like, well, how did we end up with a reality TV star as president? It's like, well, how did we not? I mean, when you
That's a
can't,
good point.
I struggle with Obama because every day on the news is like, what did Obama do today? Here's what Obama did.
Are
Look
they-
at the food
really?
he drank. Obama was all over. It was all about Obama.
Oh, back then?
But it was a very sycophantic.
Oh,
It was
back
very
then. Oh, yeah.
sycophancy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was a sycophantic. Like, look what Obama did. He did Obama. Obama's over here. Obama did this. Obama did that. I mean, it got to the point where I was like, what America needs is a monarchy, but not a real monarchy, just like a British monarchy, where the tabloids and everybody just pays attention to that garbage. And then, like some,
all the rest of the
and then the
people are
prime
actually
minister
doing
just like strolls without any security into 10 Downing Street, and like nobody even pays attention to that.
Yeah.
Shit. Like that's what we need going on here. We need like the Kardashians and Trumps and Clintons to have like their monarchy, and they just have this feuds going on all the time. And then
We
over
need our
here, we just
entertainment.
actually have like the legislative people just doing jobs.
Yeah, we got that. We got Kardashians and Jenners and spades, man.
Yeah, but we
But
still
see,
look
like
we
Kanye
look-
today was like, "Oh, I never got the divorce papers, and so we're not divorced." I was
Oh,
like,
God,
"This
really?
is interesting."
Wait, what?
How long ago would they get divorced?
I don't
And
know,
who?
man. It's just
Kardashians and Kanye
Kardashians
West.
and Kanye.
Yeah.
Well, one
Well,
of
not,
the
not all of the Kardashians. He only married one of them.
Right? Yeah.
It was Kim, right?
Expert.
Kim?
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian?
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the one.
That is. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kardashian.
The Kardashian.
Yeah.
Kardashian Prime. So.
No, the
Doesn't
prime
her
is.
sister have more money than her?
Close.
It's a theory. So I heard that she
she
was
was-
actually technically a billionaire, but then I've
But
also
then that fell off.
yeah, exactly. I've heard people question that too and
Like
say
that was like
yeah,
bullshit. Like, oh, she's
right.
a billionaire, and they're like, well, no, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, you're talking about the one that's not Kardashian named, right? It's
it's
She was
Jenner.
with
Yeah,
yeah. What is her name?
with Lamar Odom.
No, that was Khloe
That was
Kardashian.
Khloe.
She's the
There's
one that
another.
looks.
Kid-
Yeah, Khloe's the,
Kendall.
Kendall.
Kendall Jenner.
Kendall.
Yeah.
Kendall
Kendall
Jenner.
Jenner,
There we go.
Chloe's the one that looks like an Ewok.
Okay.
R2D Toa.
Wow.
Okay. No, I'm sorry, but yeah. Yeah. No, she's the one that looks like an Ewok, but it's the one that's supposed to be a billionaire is the one that was doing that Pepsi commercial where it was like, give the rioters and the cops each a Pepsi, and this all comes to a close. Remember how in poor taste that was?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very poor taste.
Yeah, very poor taste.
But it fit the moment. I mean, so I was like,
Wow.
yeah.
And it's-
Everything's been in poor taste, so it's like, man, all right.
I don't even put that word. I think that would be like Pepsi's idea. It's like, guys, I got this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Oh, you know,
watch this.
everybody around the boardroom was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to unite everybody. Like, no. Say, stop.
God, man, a lot of companies backed off that shit now. So
Yeah, I think I can actually sign back up for
never
Netflix.
Netflix,
Yeah.
yeah, you can sign back up for Netflix now.
I think I
Yeah,
can.
okay.
I think they put enough distance in this because they didn't capitulate. And
for the Dave Chappelle thing.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
have you watched that?
I
you guys
haven't-
watch
Closer,
that?
I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, okay.
I watched the last one. I was like, this is kind of funny. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't it was the one before the closer. It was okay.
But it's like every one of his specials where it's like you've got 4 good jokes,
Yeah.
and then
And the rest of it's kind of like,
you're telling stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and but yeah, they actually didn't capitulate to that. I'm like, I think I could sign back up to you.
They did. They waffled at the. I hated when they waffled there. Like came out first, was like and then later was like, oh, don't do that. You know,
Just
but
stick to your guns. People.
they kept him on. They didn't kick him off.
I thought they were gonna fold.
I thought so too. I thought so
Everybody
too.
does.
Yeah,
Man.
I thought so too.
I thought they were gonna fold like the NBA, man.
Even after the lawsuits, they're getting like, nah, we're not gonna pull it. Not
Yeah.
gonna pull it.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, that's how you stand up to bullies. You can't let them win.
Yeah.
Actually,
that's true.
they've been winning for a while.
Yeah, that's the thing, and they're gonna stop. That's why I mean, as goofy and weird as Aaron Rodgers is, I kind of actually respect.
I
it
do
a little
too.
bit.
Yeah,
There's a
kind
level
of.
of like I'm starting to see, and it's kind of fun watching some people like Rogan and Rodgers and I mean, hell, Kanye started it, but that guy's just crazy.
Well, in the NBA,
Yeah, what's his name?
uh,
Who's like just calling out China.
Kyrie.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, you're starting to see these people break through this stupid and be like, no, this is dumb. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and it's like, well, like, no, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I'm tired of caring. I'm tired of playing your stupid bowl game.
Does it help that the person standing up in the NBA is most commonly known for being a flat earther?
Nah, it doesn't
Actual
help at all.
flat earther?
Nah.
Well, he threw it out there, but I don't know if he
I think
truly
he may be
believes
fucking
it.
with
Now,
you.
see, then
But-
this is my theory on flat earthers. There's like 2 that actually believe the earth is flat.
Yeah.
And the rest of them all like being just contrarian assholes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we all just like being contrarian, but they just push it to this. Like, they don't actually think the earth is flat.
But it's conforming contrarianism. You have the benefit of a group to actually hide into to do your
Yeah, I'm
contrarian
different
thoughts.
like everybody else.
Yeah, no,
In the American way.
Everyone wants to belong.
no. The most brilliant example of this came from a South Park episode where they were dancing, and they asked the goth kids to get in their thing. The first 3 say no because they're not going to conform to
Oh,
it. And the
that's
4th
right.
guy says, "You know what? I'm so nonconformist, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. He turns out to be really good.
Yeah. Well, no, he's because he's goth dancing.
Right,
So, like,
yeah.
You look the other way and you drag your cigarette. And, yeah.
Right.
But, yeah, and the rest of them were like, oh, he totally put us in our place.
Yeah. He told us. Yeah. I remember that episode.
But yeah, being able to hide out in a this is I don't hate anything about this, but this was the whole thing where like when Caitlyn Jenner reemerged as this woman, okay. The thing was they talked about how brave this was, and what pissed me off was there have been people that have been basically doing this for years and years. There was never a safer time for this to come to the forefront, and they called it brave. It's like, no, the drag queens that were getting the shit kicked out of them in New York in 1980 and 1975 were the actual brave ones. You jumped out now. Congratulations. I'm happy for you, but that doesn't make you fucking brave.
No, I mean, it goes to, there was I forgot if it's an MIT professor, whoever, and he teaches history, and in one of his classes talks about early American history, which obviously includes slavery.
Yeah.
And so he will start his lectures off about asking students, if you lived in the South, during, say 1850, and you lived in the South, would you have been an abolitionist? And he poses this question to everybody, and he's like, raise your hand if you would have been an abolitionist. And of course, everybody in the class raised their hand. He's like, okay, in order to qualify to be an abolitionist in the South in the 1850s, you have to meet certain criteria. And he's like, so he'll pass out and he gives a list. He's like, your criteria is you took a position that your entire family disagreed with and shunned you. You took a position that got you fired from your job. You took a position that could have got you killed by people. You took a position that was widely unaccepted by the entire community around you, and asked all these people to answer these questions, and by the end, no one could raise their hand. And it's like, so none of you would have been abolitionists in the 1850s. Yeah. And the idea is it's easy to be brave when there's nothing to be brave about.
Yeah.
It's hard to be brave when you actually have to put something on the line.
Yeah.
And it goes to the gender thing. It's like, no, you came out when it was cool.
You're getting a profit out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the people that were in the 1980s who were like, oh, no, they're brave.
Dude,
Really
I remember
like shit
being in the 90s working at the airport because the only place you could get transition surgery was down in Trinidad.
Yeah.
We used to see people come through the airport all the time. So, and it was one of those things that nobody was out there championing those guys.
No.
At that point in time. It was a very, secret hush-hush. This is obviously a very personal kind of thing, because it did take a lot of bravery to get out there and, actually transition in public in 1995.
Oh, yeah.
That was back when, it was common to have, jokes about that. You remember Crocodile Dundee? That dude's a dude, kind of thing. And everybody's like, that's so funny, kind of thing. And so now you look at that, it's kind of like, man, that joke didn't age very well, did it? So
Ace Ventura: Pet Detective was
that's
weird.
Right. Yeah.
What is the payoff joke of that?
Yeah. So when she turns around and she's got a dick. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the crying
That's the whole
game.
movie. Yeah, crying game. Yep. Yep. And so that was right in the middle of all that. When that was the okay group to pick on.
Yeah.
So. Because that was you couldn't pick on gay guys anymore at that point in time. Because the Birdcage had come out. And that changed a lot of people's
Yeah,
minds.
that was kind of gone.
Yeah, it was totally gone by then. Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, Philadelphia was definitely a movie that changed that.
Yeah.
So, that's a good movie. Man, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Yeah, that's
I still haven't seen it.
Kind of good and everything.
Tom Hanks is kind of good and everything.
Yeah.
It's like that. You ever watch And the Band Played On? Like Matthew Modine. It's about AIDS.
Oh,
I didn't see
gosh, a long time ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
a
an
long
old
time
ass
ago.
movie, isn't it?
Really old.
Yeah.
But good movie. Just reminded me of it.
Man, I haven't seen it in so long. I remember. I've seen it, but I can't remember a darn thing about it.
I don't have any impactful movies like that anymore.
Yeah, they're few.
They're
few and far between, but they're there.
You have to walk off the beaten path, man.
Yeah.
There's.
I mean, you get away from Marvel and DC.
Okay.
What?
No.
No, man.
Not saying that they're bad. What I'm saying is they're not meaningful.
You want substance?
No, I'll tell you this: Amazon Prime Video and a few of those other services, they have gems all over the place. But
Yeah,
You'll-
but they're not like they used to be, where they'd have like one release like that a year and everybody would have seen it. Now it's like, all right, it released on Prime last week. Oh, I'll catch it next week. Oh, I'll catch it next week. After that, it's a gone thing.
well, let's
You know.
okay. But here's the thing: is those movies that you're talking about, those were Oscar bait back then too. Those would be released
true.
right before the season. Sometimes they catch fire, but other
Yeah, that's
times you're
true.
like, man, what is this Gerard Depardieu bullshit? It's like I'm watching this.
Gerard Depardieu.
Fuck you. It's like
That guy hasn't been relevant since the Columbus movie he was in.
Columbus movie?
What was it called? Yeah, he played Columbus. He played Christopher Columbus.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was a huge bomb. That
It was.
movie sunk so hard. What was it called?
Man.
It stunk out loud. Yeah.
Who is Gerard Depardieu?
Depardieu. If you don't know that, and then
don't
there
know.
was one where he was like a comedy
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
with
I'm just
with his
kidding.
daughter. Or
Yeah,
something.
and,
I have no
Fisher
idea.
King. He was in the Fisher King.
No, it's
No, that was Bridges and Williams.
I don't know.
I
Dan-
know
okay,
you guys
yeah,
are
guys,
going
don't-
further and
Dan-
further down the
don't-
hole.
don't-
Steve,
no,
don't sweat it. No, it's
idea.
okay.
No, but he was in a Columbus movie, and it was bad.
Were there dinosaurs in
It wasn't that bad.
it? Okay.
we're not talking about the piano with Holly Hunter. That was total Oscar bait, but it took off, right?
There's like we just at work look for the 100 movies you have to see before you die. Like your bucket list, pianos on there.
Is it really?
Really?
I've never even
There's
watched
a bunch of movies on there that I'm like, what?
Yeah, you don't need to see that.
Why?
Did they tell you to watch the Joy Luck Club? Did they tell you to watch like Water for Chocolate? Man, I can go
Water.
through this. Yeah,
It had what's the Kevin Costner one? Or it's the water one.
The Postman.
Postman.
Waterworld?
The
The
Waterworld?
Postman is
Postman
on there?
was on there.
Postman
Well,
was on there.
Those are
Postman was
interchangeable as far as garbage. So
That's why I was like,
kidding me? The
Yeah.
what a
Wolfman's on there.
horrible list. I was just like,
That
See
movie
before
is
you die.
that movie is terrible.
or maybe it's what kills you.
Yeah.
such a bad movie.
But fucking like Field of Dreams is good.
Field of Dreams was not on the list.
Field of Dreams is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Field of Dreams
Why
was
would they
not
not
on
put
the
it's
list.
good movies on there?
Why are they?
Whose list? What
Yeah.
were you
I don't know. I just Googled it.
Like,
and
were you
pulled up
looking
the-
at like 16-year-old Teen Vogue or something? Like, here's the list of movies you need to see before you die.
We're still all remote, so
bring it
we're just
on.
talking. One guy brought it up, and I googled it.
Perfect
and
two.
And of course, the Twilight series. Yeah.
No, that
First
did
one,
not.
'cause that's horse shit. But that second one,
I have to admit, I watched a little bit before I came over here today. I watched a little bit of The Phantom Menace.
which little bit? Because you could have hit a good part. You could have hit a good vein.
Talk about trade policy.
Actually, you're right. You're right, because I did the Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul lightsaber.
Oh,
battle. I did
yeah,
get to
so
see that.
nailed it.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I saw some other stuff before that too,
Yeah.
which is too much Gungan crap. But it was funny because I was watching that and I found
Sounds
myself having
racially charged.
an affinity
Yeah.
for it because I like them so much better than the last sequel.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
the last three are so fucking bad that all of a sudden I'm like, I actually kind of like the Phantom Menace now because it doesn't.
It's like I gotta cling to the Star Wars that I've got. Yeah.
It's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, at least this reminds me of something.
I don't know, man. I think, yeah.
that is the most vaguest phrase I think I've
Pull
ever
a few pieces here and there.
That's all there is to it, because I'm not praising it a lot, but there is, except for the lightsaber battle with Darth Maul, that was actually really fantastic.
stellar. Yes.
Yeah, but otherwise it was just interesting, and interesting because it hit me kind of off guard where I'm watching it, and I'm actually watching the movie with like kind of a level of reverence and like,
Oh, I remember
Right.
those.
as opposed to like watching like the Last Jedi, and it's like, what is this garbage?
Are there any of the lightsaber battles in the last three that are
No.
even worth it?
No, there's nothing.
There's
in
like
those
nothing.
movies to
Even the
watch.
best part that you usually couldn't mess up, they messed
Yeah,
it
did
all up.
Managed to mess
Yeah,
those
they
up.
You
messed
know
that
what?
up too.
I'm gonna go on a limb here. I've never found the lightsaber battles to be the good parts of the 4, 5, and 6
I
movies.
would.
They're fine.
I would agree
right?
with that.
They're fine. The one in episode 4 is two old people like fucking.
Wait, no. Have you seen the people who remade that?
It was
No,
good.
It wasn't.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
yeah.
check it out. The people remade that using basically that footage and then their own footage.
Oh.
And it's fucking awesome.
It's great.
Honestly, it's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
All right.
But you're right. You're right. That was the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. And,
Oh, yeah.
and 4 was a
It
it was like old men trying to send back soup at the.
Oh,
belly
it
cannon.
is, yeah. It's well, I mean, it's your grandparents, and they've got like those tubes after like wrapping gifts, and it's,
Wow.
it's like, I'm gonna bop you, Doris, and so I didn't find episode 4. The cool part for me is like the space fights. All right, there's nothing wrong with episode 5. I'm not even the shit I've seen a million times. Like, this is a great movie through and through. And the lightsaber fights are there because they're actually kind of.
You mean Empire?
Empire.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Well, I'm just
yeah.
saying it by name. It's fine.
No, I get it, but like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, that's the best one of them all.
That's the
Well,
only
no, it's
good
the
one.
only good one.
They-
So,
they
like,
covered
so
it.
let's not downplay that one.
No. That's what I'm saying. I
Light it
can't
up.
find a problem with it. I can't find a
There
problem.
really wasn't a lightsaber battle.
In 5, it's subdued. It's not like all over the place. It's in a dark room. You're using the actual lights as the effect. It's more about the tension that they create. And every now and then you see Darth Vader is so pissed off that he's not even fighting. He's just like swinging for the fences.
Yeah.
Like, because there's this part where Luke's just like, I wonder what's over here. I wonder what's over. And this
Yeah,
is, and then
yeah.
just like behind the
Chop
corner,
his
he's
head
like,
off.
gotcha, bitch.
I'm gonna slice him in half.
Yeah, and then as soon as Luke actually touches him, he's like,
Yeah.
Daddy's gonna straighten this one. And then, yeah, I like parts of the
More
6th
beaten.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave him a way out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then yeah, there's parts of the 6th one I like, but it's
Well, and then you had the like. And honestly, that was what was cool because you had the transition over where Luke was the pissed off
Great.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I do like black suit Luke. I think he looks awesome. He's not a baby. He's not like fucking carving up computers because
Oh yeah. God dang it.
Boy, feelings get hurt a lot in Star Wars.
My feelings.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
man.
there's always these people with like these amazing powers. whose
Yeah.
feelings keep getting hurt. Like, oh, stop angering the guy with
Stop
the Jedi powers.
acting like a 5-year-old. Like,
But-
please.
Well, like Luke was acting young in the beginning of this series,
Yeah.
You should have. Yeah.
but he grows up,
Yeah.
right? He keeps like disobeying orders, and he keeps paying for it. And eventually, he's like, "Man, I gotta like settle down. I gotta
got
like
bills
learn
to
from
pay."
my mistakes.
I'm gonna do my taxes.
I can't do this. I got kids.
I got kids.
I get kids, yeah.
I gotta be
Yeah.
home by 6, guys.
Yeah.
I gotta mow the lawn.
Right. It's like, oh, is tonight trash night? Fuck.
Oh.
Yeah, you know who's calling me, guys. You don't have to bust my
Yeah,
balls. All right. Hey, honey.
It was a yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like, well, there was just character development. So. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They
Thank
just
you.
developed the
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
You're right. That's what they used to call a movie. But that's
Yeah.
That's gone now.
yeah. No, it's so okay.
So they're doing 3 more. Or are they doing 3
no,
more?
they're on hold. They're
Star
on-
Wars?
Everything's on hold. The whole Obi-Wan thing is on hold.
Yeah.
Oh no, you seen the book of Boba Fett?
No, that's
Yeah, that's
they're doing that, but
They're doing
the
the
actual
Boba
like
Fett?
more movies.
Is that
There's
a
just, no.
series or something?
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Well,
The book
it's,
of Boba
it's a
Fett.
play.
The book of Boba
It
Fett,
goes
yeah,
on
the
for
trailer just came
Mandalorian.
out. Looks really badass.
Yeah, at the
He
end
takes
of
over the Hutts.
Yeah.
Like, he takes over for. I mean, so there's like a power vacuum on Tatooine, and so he's taking
Right.
over for the Hutts.
it is cool to watch him smoke like Bib Fortuna and all the rest of the dweebs. That was cool.
But wait, movies like there
The movie, nothing's happening.
there were
my
going to
knowledge.
be more.
There
movies?
were.
Yeah, they were gonna do 3 more, and they were gonna do.
Was
what
Ray
were they
gonna
gonna
be
do?
in it?
No, it
No.
was going to be an Obi-Wan series.
Oh, okay.
So,
fucking movie.
Aren't they gonna
No,
do a
what's your
TV series
last
with-
name?
with Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor, I thought he was.
Yeah, they're
supposed
going to do a
be in it.
TV series with Ewan McGregor.
Maybe
They're not gonna
that's
do
what
a
I thought
movie.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was supposed to
Because
be.
they're going to do
movie.
Ahsoka. They have Ahsoka. They're going to
Right.
do her. They're going to do Obi-Wan. They have Boba Fett.
Oh, do they have Hayden Christensen?
Oh,
yeah,
really?
they said
Really?
Hayden Christensen is coming back in Osaka.
I seen a picture of that guy. That dude doesn't fucking age. So it's weird.
Actually, no, he looks pretty young.
Yeah.
He probably
Weird.
still
Ewan
can't
McGregor,
act.
not so much.
Oh, that'd be
He's
nice.
He looks pretty good. Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's been
Oh.
doing this for a long.
He's 50.
I think he's older than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he was in Train Spotting when I was like graduating high school.
you're right.
Yeah, you're right. That's when he was at his methiest.
Worked well for the role.
Right,
That's really what we're asking you to do. Yeah.
Like, you're a character actor. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I get into my character.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
No, but I think they're doing shows. I didn't know they were actually thinking movies.
Yeah, they had movies planned out, but those have all gotten like.
That's probably like
Well, the problem is
COVID, and so they're just like, we can cut costs by doing
Well,
it.
and the biggest one was the Solo movie. So they made
Oh, right.
Solo, and it just didn't meet the acclaim that they were supposed to. Like, oh, it's because all these fans don't like this shit anymore. It's like, no, you guys just put out like The Last Jedi, which is like the giantest piece of shit. And then you asked us to watch Solo, and actually, I like Solo. I don't actually think Solo's too
agreeing, I
bad.
think.
I don't know. Okay, so there is one weird thing about it is you can tell where the directors changed because
Yeah.
half that movie is visible, half that movie is like it's filmed at midnight when the moon's not out. It is weirdly dark to see, and it's just, wow, man, this is. You can tell where one guy stopped, signed his name, and the other dude is like, "All right, I'll take over."
Like, I got it from you.
Yeah, I got it. And that was Ron Howard. He just came in there like playing his happy accordion. It's like, oh, let's make a movie, guys. And yeah, and then the movies.
You know, I met John Wayne.
Yeah, that I don't have a problem with Solo. There are parts. I mean, we all know that there are parts that are dumb. Again, it's like, what's your last name? It's like, what the fuck do you care? What does? And then the same thing where it's like, oh, so you're a rebellion, huh? Look at all these nice people of color, right? So there's some weird stuff like, okay, why are you doing? Why is it that in this galaxy that's far, far away a long time ago, there's like two families and you all know each other, right? Nothing else happened by anybody else.
Sounds like DC.
It's like, I'm sorry, man.
You're either
It's
Bush or you're not. You know?
yeah. It's weird. It's I don't know, that universe has only gotten smaller over time.
Yeah, and I think that's probably our fault in some respects, man. So
It's your fault.
It's definitely my fault, man, because I'm the one who's like the most discerning about my Star Wars movies anymore.
Well, you didn't.
Like, this isn't what I remember from my childhood. Fucking try again, you know? And they do.
Reboot.
And then they didn't do it good enough. Try it again. You know, same thing. What are you doing with my Terminator? Try and make it better, like the second one. Again, you know? It's like Indiana Jones, and there's like 6 of them now, right? Do it better.
How's he going to be Indiana Jones?
He's not. He's going to be dead. So,
I mean, I
doing
like
it.
Harrison Ford, but
No.
he's so old now.
well, he's not like Clint Eastwood old yet,
No,
but he's only
that's
10
true.
years off.
But God, like,
Look at that. They shot fucking William Shatner into space. I didn't know that motherfucker was 90 years old.
Yeah,
man.
It sure is.
Damn, he does not look it. So that goes to show that putting a little bit of weight on seems to pay off. So
but man, like,
Yeah.
they showed a picture of Tom Hanks, like, just like at home and not on the, like, I was like, oh my God, he looks
old.
like he's ready to like kick it. Like,
Really?
like he looked like it looked like one eye's kind of open and the other eye, like, I was just like, and like his hair is all gray and like tusks, like just like I was like, whoa,
That's Tom Hanks?
Whoa,
Wow.
how are you just now commanding whatever ship was just on that Apple show? I was like,
Oh,
oh my
yeah.
gosh.
So you're telling me that Tom Hanks used a lot of the foundation work? Yeah.
I was surprised.
That's a Paul McCartney thing too.
Yeah, that's true.
That dude has had unnaturally black hair for
It's not. Yeah, you're right. It's unnatural.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So there's a couple of those guys who just seem to go on and on and on. Paul McCartney's definitely one of them. So
No, he still somehow looks. He's got that kind of like youngish face looking. Like when you
Yeah.
okay, so this is like the Patrick Stewart thing where
He finally clicked over, man.
well,
So,
okay,
it's like,
finally
oh,
did.
you're
Now
old.
he's old. Yeah.
but he had a good run where if
did.
you shave the head at like 35,
You got a long way to go.
Yeah,
Right.
you get a lot of mileage out of that.
you do.
Yeah.
You do. Like
Except you're old to start. That's the problem. Is you have to be old in the beginning, where you're like in your 30s, and you're like, wow, you look in your 50s. Like, oh. But then you
Yeah.
gotta stick that.
Yeah.
You stick that until you're like in your 80s, and then that's when you switch over.
Right, and
Yeah.
then you do a movie about Wolverine, and all of a sudden everybody's like, "Oh shit,
You're old.
what happened to him, man?
Yeah.
You know,
Picard, Picard,
Yeah.
You know, my captain, my captain."
Oh.
Didn't they give him a show card?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Was it bad?
yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's rotten.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was atrocious.
It's like, I think Dev and I were talking about this the other day. They fuck up all sci-fi now, where it's all like dark and just to be like an expose on fucking political problems today and things like that.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's like, come on, man, where's my Star Trek where we go out and explore shit and find
Yeah.
cool
Well,
new
see, this
things?
is what irritates me.
Hold on.
Like, good.
Well, okay. Now that is not to say that Star Trek in its glory days was not up its ass sometimes.
Sure.
But that was like one episode and you're done. And they're like, all right, so I'm gonna call out Will Riker for being the biggest bitch on the planet because so there's this episode.
Will Riker or Jonathan Frakes?
No, Will Riker, the
Okay,
character
the
in the show.
character, okay.
And the man, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, like, I don't know about
I don't know.
Breaks too much.
Well, he does his own directing, and so
Oh,
is it like one of these things where he directed like one of the Deep Space Nine episodes that you hate?
No.
All right, so it's the guy.
No,
It's
the
Will
character.
Riker.
It's the
Got it.
character. All right.
Okay.
So, fucking Mr. Studley over here. There's this episode where this empty plastic barrel falls on Worf and breaks his spine, right? Okay, you're nodding your head. Will's kind of like, I think I
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
where he
remember
wants to be killed instead of
Yeah.
being
Oh, yeah.
paralyzed.
Now,
Yeah.
now, Will Riker comes in all fucking virtue signaling. He comes over to Worf, and Worf is like, I need you to do a favor for me, right? And Riker, because he wants to be the man, he's like, anything for you, anything. And he's like, well, I want you to kill me. And he spends the next 40 minutes fucking proselytizing. It's like, I can't do it. This is wrong. And then he comes in, he's like, okay, but I've read up on this. And if anybody's going to do it, it has to be your 8-year-old boy. And Worf's like, he's a kid. Well, that's the rules. I'm not going to do this. This is wrong. It's like, fuck you. You said anything. You were like, I'm trying to be all tough about this. So it would get up its own ass sometimes. And no, I didn't want Worf to die, but don't come in here and be all like, I'm all Mr. Like, I'm a brogo. It's...
Offended with that. I actually like that.
Yeah.
Riker's move was pretty smooth because Worf did it because that's how the Klingon tradition is. And Riker's like, all right, well, we'll follow your tradition to the T. And your kid has to be the one who kills him. I thought it was pretty smooth.
Weak. That is so weak because if he was his friend, if he was as cool as like
He
cold
would have
as
slaughtered him right
Yeah.
there.
exactly.
He would have been like,
I don't know.
what he
man.
said.
I think that's kind of a setup. I mean,
No.
you say, well, I'm going to do anything, and I'll say, well, I need you to murder me, and I was like,
Like,
whoa.
I didn't necessarily mean
we were in
anything.
bounds here.
I was going to
you
go
know?
grocery shopping.
So
for
yeah,
you.
yeah,
I mean,
you want to pick you up some cough syrup or something?
Yeah, this isn't like, can you give me a hand? Oh yeah, anything like that.
this is the biggest blight.
No,
Like,
Come
okay.
murder me?
Now look,
I'm
here,
gonna have to draw a line.
this guys, see this thing you're doing right now?
is the same as show one.
No, this is the beautiful thing. Is I have a stand on this, okay? Because I'm on Team Worf, where it's like, all right, this is you respect his traditions, right? You respect his version of Japanese Islam that he follows, right? And you follow. That's the side I'm taking. You guys are like,
Which requires his kid to kill him.
fine, right? But
Fuck, I'm bringing the kid.
But Worf's argument was like, well, but he was raised by Christians, right? It's the
No,
white
so it's like I want you to follow tradition until the tradition doesn't work for me, then stop following
exactly.
tradition.
And see, the fact is, we're arguing about. You don't argue about Picard. That show doesn't invite argument in terms of I see it this way, you see it this way. It is just
Was it
here's my
creepy?
social commentary sledgehammer.
Star Trek: The Next Generation was a fantastic show for a few reasons, and one was first, it's different than all shows now. Like, and Picard
Yeah.
did the same thing, where and I struggle with this. I really do with when it comes to TV shows that have like 8 seasons. Game of Thrones was a great example of it. I really, really like Game of Thrones. By the 6th season, it needed to freaking end.
Yeah.
And the reason why is we've developed this system of where we develop a show and 2 shows encompass the introduction to the story. The remainder of the shows are the middle of the story. And then eventually you might get to an end, but you don't know because the show hasn't been written for that. And it might get canceled before that. And you don't know. Star Trek The Next Generation had a show. It had a beginning, middle, and end. Every single show you saw. Even the continued shows. Sometimes they would continue the show. You'd still get a beginning, middle, and end to that show. And we don't do that with shows anymore. I mean, it never had, there was always, the characters were consistent, but there was never like overarching storylines that kept happening between each show. Each show had its own thing. They had a problem that they had to solve. They ran into it. They had to figure it out, and they had to solve the problem. And they moved on. They had to figure it out. And it was the same thing over and over again. And it was done not dark. It was actually done it was more happy. It's lighter colors. It's not dark and evil.
Right, yeah. We actually use fluorescent lights around here.
The other thing that I'm amazed that with the show is everybody on the Starship Enterprise trusts each other.
Except when they don't, and that's what the episode is about.
Well, but they don't trust him because something has interfered with that trust.
You again.
But the funny thing is, when somebody starts behaving strange, you're like, this isn't how they're supposed to behave. We want to trust them, and then they figure it out. Whereas you watch like Star Trek Discovery or Star Trek Picard, and everybody is scumbags and they're cheating on each other and they're lying and they're stealing, and it's just
pointlessly swearing. I don't know. Yeah. I hate to harp on this, but it's so off-putting.
It is,
and it's like how a 13-year-old thinks the show is edgy. It's what I would do right at that age.
That's what he wrote Star Wars for.
Now, I will say that, the continuation sort of off, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine did something similar, but they did have overarching storylines. However, each episode was still beginning, middle, end. Yeah. But here's the little piece that ties it into the next one.
And you didn't always get that. You didn't. You got a lot of standalone ones in there, and that were just like, oh, here's what happened in Quark's place this week. And it was like, that was great. That Quark, he's a burly one.
Those wacky Ferengis, and I love them. Don't get me wrong. I never get tired of these people.
So he's gonna fight some Klingons this week. Cool.
That's fantastic.
And I struggled. I never got into Deep Space Nine. I didn't like the characters. I just couldn't ever get into the characters of it.
I never watched it.
No.
I didn't love them in the first couple of seasons, and by the third or fourth, the show really found its
season 3 is where it really picks off.
Because the first 2 seasons are terrible, weird,
and maybe that's what I need because that's the only I can't get. I went through season 1. Choked it down, got into season 2.
It is,
and
the best way to describe consuming that.
And it's still the same. And I'm like,
why
I can't
did you
do this.
turn on season 3?
I binged it, and so it was one of those things. I was doing something on the computer, and it was just on, and eventually it got to the point in time after a day or two, I was kind of like, "Oh, this is pretty fucking cool,
dude." A day or two of stuff on demand. How did you?
Dude, I was not really like for that one in particular, and this is like a lot of my TV quote consuming habits. It is not a primary. It is background noise. So it is absolutely background noise.
And then you just noticed that. This now makes sense and is good.
I think I was playing like Transport Fever 2 or something, and so I got like halfway through building this monstrous railroad, and then all of a sudden I'm like, sitting there paying more attention to the so I got to be sucked in, So this is how I spend my free time. Anymore, but really,
it's a good life, man.
I love it, man. So things are good. So
I mean, if you enjoy it, do it.
Yeah, but no, that's my TV, and so that's Jeff told me a couple years ago. He's like, you should give DS9 another shake because I had watched the series like ages ago
when it was on,
when it was actually coming out on TV, and I was like, yeah, okay, fine.
Well, and that precipitated you telling me to try it, And then so I tried to
Oh.
watch it, and I was just like, I cannot get through it. And by like halfway through the second, I even texted you halfway through. I was like, does this get better? I mean, this is crap.
Is this your
And
idea?
you kind of like shot me down. You're kind of like, not really. And I was like, all right, well, I'm done with this. So I stopped watching. Now apparently I needed to get to season 3.
No, I'll say this. So, and I have stood up for this show for a long time. I say this straightforward: is you skip the first 2 seasons, you miss nothing.
Yeah,
And-
you don't
and
miss anything.
There
Is
are
Dominion starting through season
Yep.
3?
Yeah.
Is that what
that's
happens?
where it starts
Okay.
to happen, and that's where again, this is where the characters actually start to find their footing. Look, I'm going to also say this: you could skip 95% of the first season of Next Generation.
Oh, I would disagree with that.
There's the okay. Are you in love with the episodes where the bugs form other bugs and they take human shapes and they get blown up? The conspiracy
You
of
mean
the
when
bug-
they took over like Starfleet?
and the bugs crawl out of people's
no,
mouths.
that
and-
was horrible. That was a horrible episode.
okay.
But there's 24 other episodes in there, man. Like the very first episode is fantastic. You got
That's
introduced.
great.
You got the mission at Starpoint.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh my God! You get introduced to the best character that has ever existed in history of Q.
Oh, he's up there, but also, all right, I see you and I raise you. Remember when they were going to capitally punish Wesley Crusher for falling over that fence into the flowers?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That one was.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's like there's corny shit in there. There's some good ones. Don't get me wrong.
There are some good.
But they have to get through the Star Trek Phase 2 crap when they actually start writing all their own original scripts before things really take off.
No, I mean once you get into the second and third season, then it's just
Amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
But I went
Seven.
seven.
So
I wouldn't cast off the first season because it's basically hit or miss. For the first season, like you have a good episode or like just garbage.
Oh, yeah.
Good episode or like garbage.
The
Because
second,
honestly, Mission at Farpoint setting up the entire series was wonderful.
awesome. Yes. Yeah. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But
there's
yeah,
also
then the
just-
bugs take over Starfleet. And you're like,
That's so
oh,
fucking dumb.
Man.
It is, and it's all like
so bad.
it's all done in like
they're Nazis.
claymation.
Oh god. Yeah. Stop motion
I'm not
claymation. Oh,
shitting
man.
you.
Oh, that's awesome.
It-
I don't remember that.
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad.
I do remember model smoke and mirrors Borg machines though and stuff.
I don't mind those at all.
Like hanging off a string.
Come on, man. This is not Prince in Space territory. This is not Mystery Science Theater shit. It's like,
Sparkler.
and I'm gonna tell you, man, I love miniatures. I love. I don't want to call it a practical effect, but it is.
They are. I mean, I don't know, man. They're almost like you see anything that actually uses miniatures anymore, it's almost quaint. You know, I mean, it does. I know you love it, but you love it for an aesthetic, not because it actually looks like what it's
Well,
supposed
don't
to
you
be.
love it for the quaintness,
Both
honestly?
those, both those things.
You can't tell me the original King Kong looks like a giant monkey.
It was made a while ago.
I got that, but that's my point.
Bro, I'm gonna just put this to you. I find many movies of that era just straight up unwatchable, and it's not because of the fake ass monkey that's made of pipe cleaners and shit. It has to do with yes, you just you don't know if it's funny or if it's hemorrhoids or whatever. I have no idea, but that face. But there's just this era of like overacting that just throws me the fuck out of the movie in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fantastic, right? But you know, when you get to the end of like some of these movies where they just like you and I talked about Psycho, right? Great movie up until the end where they take 6 minutes and say, this detective has to explain the whole plot.
This is where we literally pull the masks off and those meddling kids.
Yeah, exactly. I know. And it's like this movie's perfect if you just turn the corpse around and it's done.
Yeah. All right, man. We're at $132.
I see.
This is about our limit now. So
I think so. Unless there's any specific ground that you think needs to be covered, like needs to be recorded in this week for this capsule time.
this capsule time? Yeah. Specifically.
Oh, I need some picks from
Yeah, we need
Are
some
you
picks.
sure my picks were terrible last week?
Did you blow both of them last
I
week?
blew both of
All
them.
right. So this is your redemption week.
Yeah, we'll give it a go. I want to pick the Cowboys over the Broncos as my lock, but that's me just being a fanboy. So I'll take the Bengals over the Browns by 2.5. And for my dog of the week, I will take the Texans to beat the Dolphins.
Ooh.
Underdogs by 5.5.
So Texans beating the Dolphins, huh?
Yep. I don't know why I keep going with absolute god-awful teams for my underdog, but it happens. I wanted to take the Panthers over the Patriots, but I think that's out of spite.
See, that's the one I would have taken.
I'm tempted. I think the Panthers defense can finally do something to the young yuppie.
They're at
But
home.
What'd you call him?
the young yuppie.
The young
Where did this
yuppie?
come from?
I don't know. I just already don't like him. He's a Patriot, and he's not messing up yet, so it's already pissing me off.
No, he's got that totally
That's
emotionless.
driving me crazy. So
Yeah.
I'm
Unflappable.
wanting him to just get crushed in the back real hard and make a really weird looking face and then start throwing picks all over the
Just
place.
like literally cry.
In like a funny sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the ones that they get to play for years and years and years.
Oh my god. Oh, I know what that is. That's the Howard Dean scream.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna take the White House.
Virginia, and North Carolina, and South Carolina.
Donald Trump never did that.
No,
No.
He did it in a
No.
tweet with exclamation.
Right.
I think that's as good a place to end it
I think
as
that's probably
humanly
pretty
possible.
good.
Okay, so Patrick, tell us who we were.
This is coffee before bed.
Say it again. Say it right.
Coffee before bed.
All right. Well done.
You don't get to leave until you say it right. 10
I got
times
it
in a
right,
row.
man. So I'm Pat,
I'm Will.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Jeffrey.
and it's bedtime. See ya.